Now I will show you how to use our circuit break analyzer to test the circuit break in circuit tester. Circuit tester means the circuit break analyzer will conduct the closing and the opening test once at a time. First, here is the reference connection diagram for circuit tester. It is the same with closing tester and the opening tester, but for circuit tester, because the circuit break analyzer will output closing and opening command in continuous, so that means you need to connect both the closing coil and the opening coil. Here we can see the first setting parameters is the power source selection. For circuit tester, you can select internal power only, so we just need to set the tester voltage. The tester voltage could be found from the nameplate of the circuit break. And second is the sensors. Now we have a reading installed in 25 millimeter near reading sensor, so we select the 25 near reading sensor. Here, be careful that if you use the circuit break analyzer to conduct any circuit tester, because the analyzer will generate closing and opening command continuous, and there is a time delay. For example, now we select CO, there is a time delay T1. This time T1 is determined by the signal, by the contact signal of the bounding port. For example, now we have bounding A1, that means T1 will be T1 time count will be labeled if A1 contact signal changes. So if you using globe 2, for example A2, B2, C2, you must change the bounding point to be one of A2, B2, or C2. Here the trap signal, this is the same with closing tester and the opening tester. Because we are using 25 millimeter near reading sensor, so we select no calibration. Time mode, contact A1, B1, C1 contacts mode. It's also the same with closing tester or opening tester. Circuit break information. Those parameters will be part of the file name saved when test finish. Here, pass delay time setting. T1, we can see here, this is the test mode. If you select the CO, there is a time delay T1. It's 200, not, for example, we set 200 milliseconds. That means the analyzer will generate any closing command first and hold on a pass widest time, then delay 200 milliseconds, then generate another test command opening for pass widest time. If we select the test mode, I will say the time delay will be T2. T1 and the T2 must be more than the minimal requirements of the circuit break. The minimal winding could be found from the nameplate of the circuit break. Normally, T1 could be very normally for CO tester, T1 could be very low. For example, 0 is also okay. But T2 normally has a minimum requirement. For example, you can find the nameplate for this circuit break is the reading sequence is O 0.3 seconds and CO. That means the minimum time delay for T2 is 300 milliseconds or 0.3 seconds. Reference break profile, that these parameters are also the same with closing tester and opening tester. For closing, for circuit tester, the meaning of circuit tester is that the analyzer can finish both closing test and opening test in one time, and all the test results in one window, all the test cover in one picture. Now, before you run CO tester for circuit tester, the contact states of the connecting port should be open. For example, now we have a reading connector, global 1, A1, B1, C1. So A1, B1, C1 should be open before we conduct the CO test in circuit tester. Now we run tester. Okay, finish. We can see here the test result. Child A1 is included closing time, opening time, bounce number, bounce time during closing test. B2 the same, B1 the same, C1 the same. And here is the closing velocity or closing speed, average speed in closing, maximum current during closing test, and the opening velocity or opening speed, maximum current during opening test. Here is the maximum time difference during opening. This is the maximum time difference during closing test. And here the total travel or stroke, currents, and over travel. Now let's check the cover. We can see this is the cover for the CO tester. We can see that here is the current cover during closing test and opening test. This is the travel cover, and the phase A, B, C port state cover. The blue one is the velocity cover or speed. The velocity cover or speed cover. If you want to compare the test result with the standard requirements or the historical safety test data, you should select another circuit tester for comparison. For the test result, if we click make report, both the closing test and the opening test and the CO test cover will be saved in one report. For circuit tester, please be aware that it's different of CO tester or OC tester. Circuit tester in our circuit breaker analyzer means to finishing closing test and opening test in one time, but it does not include the minimum CO time or OC time. If you want to get the minimum CO time or OC time, you should use the operating sequence test in our circuit breaker analyzer. That's all.